All righty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we apologize. We had originally started streaming live on YouTube, but unfortunately, the stream went down. The Wi-Fi connection wasn't very good, so we apologize there for the inconvenience. That's why we're now broadcasting by using a recorded version of the game here tonight. So really didn't miss a whole lot there in the top of the first inning. Katie Bray mowed down Shenandoah there in the top of the first, as the Shenandoah Raiders got no runs on no hits and no errors, nobody left on. So a very nice, clean first half of the inning to open up tonight's ball game. 2-0 the count here on Bray. The windup, here's the pitch, and that's going to be a ball low, 3-0 the count. Again, we'll get to the starting lineup here for Wapahani here in just a brief moment. Again, I went ahead and took off the our Raiders Live pregame show from earlier. The broadcast was only right about 7 or 8 minutes anyway. So again, we'll go through the starting lineup here again, just so all of you fine folks out there know who's out there in the batting order and who's playing in the field. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that is going to be called a strike. Now 3-2. So full count here on Katie Bray, again the leadoff hitter here for your Wapahani Raiders. Here's a payoff pitch and a ground ball right back up the middle. And that will be in there for a leadoff single to open up tonight's ball game. And so again, here we'll go ahead and take a look at tonight's Fuquay Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram starting lineup here for your Wapahani Raiders. Again, you got Katie Bray leading it off. Maddie Rhodes there batting second and playing second base. Mallory Summers in the 3-hole playing at third. And then the designated player, Bailey Richardson. She is hitting for Zoe Swallow. Going to throw down there to third base, and safe will be the call. But then following Richardson, we have Abby Cross, left fielder. Layla Lee at shortstop. Ashlyn Calicomo behind the plate. Gracie Stanley in center, batting eighth, and batting ninth, Kaya Van Note. So 1-0 the count here on Maddie Rhodes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. Now even count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, you have Bray down there at third base. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball there in the shallow left field. Let's see if it's going to be enough to score, and she'll be safe at home as the ball deflects off of Bray. And so a sacrifice fly, 1 out now in the inning, but the Raiders with a run to make this a 1-0 lead. And so again, Summers will now stand in. And already a run home. Nice piece of hitting there by Rhodes to get the job done. And that will be in there for a called strike. 0-1 here on the Raiders' third baseman. Again, Mallory so far here on the season, a .583 average. 1 homer, 5 RBIs, also 3 runs and a couple of doubles. So a nice start here to her senior season. Hopefully she can keep it rolling once again here tonight. Here's the pitch. That's going to be low for a ball. And so the count here on Summers, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away, and Nobody on now here for Wapahani. Again, on the mound here tonight for Shenandoah is Kalen Nolan. The pitch, outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Summers. Rocks back, here's a pitch. That's going to be laced over down the right field line and out of play. And so we're going to redo it here again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice to see Wapahani get off to a good start here this evening. Get the party started early here with a run up on the board. Let's see if we can go ahead and connect here with a few more, at least here in this bottom half of the first inning. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be low for ball 3. And so Summers done a nice job here so far, really working the count to a more favorable situation. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nolan back on the rubber, and the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that will be now the second out here of the inning. So that's going to bring to the plate Bailey Richardson. And so that's going to hit Richardson. So she'll trot on down there to first base. So a 2-out base runner here for your Raiders. Now Abby Cross will stand in, batting 5th here tonight, playing left field. All right, so Cross stands in here again with a young lady down there at first base, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Nolan will get her signs, rocks back, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1 to begin things.
He texted that about basketball? Yeah. This is a group chat.
So Cross, so far in the season, 500 batting average. Also a run scored. No balls, 1 strike, and a pitch. That's going to be fouled back and out of play. And so now the count, 0-2 here on Cross. A little bit of a situation to be in right here. Let's see if Cross can come through. He's got a battle out there at the plate. Here's the 0-2 offering. And that's going to be high and away for a ball. So 1-2 the count. Again, you still have Richardson out there at first base. Again, Katie Bray came home off of a sacrifice fly by Maddie Rhodes. Again, she stole second base. Then on the throw, ball got by there on the air by the catcher, as that wild pitch will allow Richardson to now move up to second base. So now you got someone out there in scoring position with Richardson. Two and two.
That's great.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Down to the third baseman. She'll collect, throw on the first, and that will end the inning. So the Raiders get a run up on the board here early here in this one, as they get 1 run here on 1 hit. Also no errors and 1 left on. We will head to the top of the second here from beautiful Raider Field. 1-0 Wapahani here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you out on the road. We're driven to give you the best.
All righty there, folks, and back at it here with the top of the second inning. We'll begin things here with the catcher, number 4, Alyssa Allen. Allen here on the season, a .462 average. Also 3 runs scored here for Shenandoah. And a pitch in there called a strike, 0-1 here on Allen. Again, following her will be the third baseman, number 21, Elise Boyd. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bray. Skied up into right field down the line, and that's going to be foul. So 0-2 here on Allen. And that's going to be a ball high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Alyssa Allen. Bray back on the rubber. We'll get her signs here from Callie Como, and the pitch. Strike 3, pull a chainsaw. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. That is now the 3rd strikeout here this evening for Bray. So a really nice start here for Katie. So Boyd standing in here. Again, third baseman here for Shenandoah. Again, I did want to add, I'm also doing the PA announcing here this evening. So just kind of bear with me. There'll be some times where I'm going off the air here for a brief moment as far as audio-wise. So that's the reason I got to turn the volume down and so on and so forth. So Helms will stand in here, the left fielder here for Shenandoah, after the base hit by Boyd. So 0-1 here on Kennedy Helms. Got Boyd down there at first base with 1 away here in the inning. Bray will rock back. Here's the 0-1. And missed the bunt. Throws down to first. And a nice snag there by Van Note. So no balls, 2 strikes. Again, 1 away here in the inning with the strikeout of Alyssa Allen looking. Bray will climb back there on the rubber. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second, and she will be in there safely with a stolen base. So Boyd now at second, and Kat Perry now at the plate for Shenandoah. So Perry here with a good opportunity to get Shenandoah on the board. Hopefully Wapahani has other things in mind, hopefully here. Like to get out of the inning here. Bray has pitched very well so far. Already here with 4 strikeouts through the first 6 batters. Inside there for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here on Kat Perry. Boyd out at second base. Here's the pitch. Popped up and behind the plate as Callie Como unable to get there in time. So the count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see if Bray can ring another one up right here. Again, Bray will take a look in there. Gets what he likes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be popped up there in the right center field. Got some distance right there. I think the wind might have helped that one out a little bit. And that's going to be an RBI double here for Cat Perry. So that's now the second hit of the inning. All right, folks, apologize about that. But nonetheless, here now a run home here. You got a woman out there in second base. So 2-1. The count here on Haley Alexander. Here's the pitch, a ball high. So 3-1 the count here on Alexander. Bray was cruising mighty easily through the lineup here. There's a brief little hitch in her giddy up here, but we'll see if things can come to an end right here in the top of the second. Bray back on the rubber. Here's a payoff pitch. And out a strike three look into end the inning. Very, very big pitch right there by Bray. That is now her fifth strikeout as she strikes out the side. And Shenandoah gets a run up on the board here in the top of the second inning as they get one run here on two hits. Also no errors and one left on. We will head now to the bottom half of the second. It is Wapahani 1, Shenandoah 1 here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. We'll take a look here now with the bottom of the second inning. We'll lead things off here with the shortstop, number 12, Layla Lee. Layla so far here on the season, .556 batting average, 5 ribeyes, 4 runs, also a triple. So far so good here for Layla, as that will be in there for a called, or for a swinging strike right there, 0-1. Again, the Raiders of Wapahani, that is, able to get that run up on the board there in the bottom of the first inning, but then Shenandoah answered right back. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Callie Como waits patiently on deck. Nolan gets her signs and rocks back. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled back, now 1-2. 1-2 pitch here to Lee will be low. And so that will even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You got to wait and see here if Wapahani can put another crooked number up on the board here in this bottom of the second inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be high and away. And that will run the count here to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. And so Layla Lee with a fantastic job there of working the count back into her favor. Works a walk right there to lead off the inning. So Callie Como with a great opportunity here to, at minimum here, hopefully move up Lee. She will foul that one back and out of play. 0-1 to begin things here on Callie Como. A little bit of a rough start here so far for Ashland. But as far as offensively, hopefully she can get that mighty batter going here quickly, as we all know she can. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that one's going to be fouled back. And so now it's 0-2. Got to find a way to straighten it out right here. No balls, 2 strikes. Lee down at first. Nobody out. Here on the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be called strike 3, looking for out number 1 of the inning. So Stanley will now be at home plate here for Wapahani, as that's in there for a called strike 0-1. Stanley here on the young season, a .250 batting average, 2 runs scored, also 2 RBIs. So looking to do big things right here. 0-1 the count. Nolan here with a pitch. And a nice bunt put down there by Stanley. That's going to get the job done and advance the runner, but now Lee was caught in between second and third, and she'll be in there standing up at third base after the error in the throw. So now 2 out here in the inning. And now at the plate will be the first baseman, Kaya Van Noot. So again, Kai here with a golden opportunity. You have Lee over there at third base, and that will be outside for a ball. 1-0 to begin things here on the Raiders' first baseman. Called strike. So an even count here on Kaya. Again, the number 9 hitter in the order, followed up here with the top of the lineup here with Katie Bray waiting on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. A ball. Here comes Lee to home plate, and she's going to be called out. So a little bit of a gamble here for Wapahani. They had the runner there at third, but unfortunately couldn't get her home. So the Raiders go down silently here as they get no runs here on no hits, also no errors, and nobody left on. We will head to the top of the third here from beautiful Raider Field on this beautiful sunny evening here at the ballpark. We'll be back with more here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All righty, folks, welcome back here as we begin this top of the third inning here with the right fielder, Forshay. So the pitch here by Bray will be hit down the right field line a pretty good distance, and that's going to go foul. So 0-1 here on Forshay. The number 9 hitter in the order here for Shenandoah. And the pitch outside there for a ball. 1-1 your count. Forshay, a 143 hitter on the season. Has a double and 3 runs scored. Here's the 1-1. And there for a called strike. Now 1-2 the count. Again, Bray already with 5 strikeouts on the night through the first 2 innings. Here's the wind-up, the 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be down the first base line foul. And so we'll redo it here at 1-2. She'll step back there in the batter's box. Bray back on the rubber. And the 1-2 pitch will be into left field, and Cross unable to get there. Lee runs after it there, and now in the third of play, and she's out. A beautiful play right there. Layla Lee helping out her teammate. There is Cross laid out for that one. Great hustle, by the way. But a beautiful play right there to claim the first out of the inning. And so a 6-5 put away right there. Nice hustle again there by Lee, but nothing will come of it this time, as that will be an infield single here for Lowry. So she'll be down at first base. First hit of the night here for that young lady, as Kayla Muterspaw will now stand in at home plate. So Muterspaw struck out looking back in the first inning. A called strike. So 0-1 here on Kayla Muterspaw. So she'll finally step back in there. Again, we have Lowry over there at first base after the 1-out single. Here's the pitch. Bit high, thrown down to first again. She'll be back in there safely. So an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the inning, and also 1 on. 1s all across the board. Not to mention it's a 1-1 ball game. Ray here with a pitch. Showing bunt, puts it down right in front. And Bray will get her out there at first. A nice play right there. That will be a 1-4 put away. So Lowry now up at second base, and the first baseman, Meg Stanley, now walks up to the plate. So Stanley here coming up in another big situation. 2 out here in the inning. Going to have a runner out there in scoring position at second, as that will be in there for a called strike there on the outside part of the plate. A nice pitch there from Bray. And let's see if Katie, again, continues to have some ice in the veins here. See if she can get herself out of the inning. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike two. So a great pitcher's count here for Bray. Here's the 0-2 offering. Strike three, gets her swinging to end the inning. So Shenandoah again gets a base runner off of a hit there from Lowry, but is left stranded out there at second after the strikeout here of Stanley. So Shenandoah gets no runs here on 2 hits, also no errors, and 1 left on. We'll now head to the bottom of the third here from beautiful Raider Field. Tied at 1. We'll be back with more here on your home, the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here with the bottom of the third inning. We've got the first baseman, Kaya Van Noot, at the plate. Here's the 1-0. And there for a called strike. Now even the count up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nolan gets the pitch, and that one just a bit outside and up. So 2-1 the count here on the Raiders' first baseman. Again, she was up at the plate there in the second inning, and then Layla Lee got thrown out there at home plate. Thus the reason why she's back up to begin this inning. So a very favorable count right now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, to begin this bottom half the third. Nolan will get her signs and the pitch. And that's going to be up and away for ball 4. So a leadoff base runner here for Wapahani. Nice job there by Kaya to get on base. Now we'll have Katie Bray at the plate. And so now we'll have a courtesy runner now out at first base. And that's going to be number 23, Maddie Jefferson. So again, Bray led off the ball game here with a single, then also scored a run, the lone run so far here for Wapahani. As the Raiders looking to do damage here in the third, here's the pitch. Again, was showing bunt, and that's going to roll foul down the first base line, 0-1. So Bray has done it with the bat and done it with her arm so far. Done a really solid job here from the pitcher's mound here this evening. So 0-1 here on Katie Bray, followed by Maddie Rhodes here in a moment. You're going to have Jefferson down here at first base. Here's a pitch. Shows bunt, puts it down the first base side, and throws on to first for the out. Jefferson boot scoots all the way over to third. That is getting it done right there. Love the hustle there from Jefferson. So now one out here in the inning, and Maddie Rhodes now at the plate. Great opportunity right here. So again, Rhodes had the sacrifice fly back there in the first inning. That collected the RBI, and right there to the first baseman, there's going to be no play, and that's going to be an infield single and the RBI there for Maddie Rhodes as the Raiders put another run up on the board to make this now a 2-1 lead. So nicely done there by Rhodes. So Summers now at the plate. And that's going to be a ball. So 1-0 the count. Again, you have Rhodes at first base rather. Already 2 RBIs here on the day, adding to her total. So another ball. 2-0 the count here on Summers. Great hitters count here for Mallory. And the pitch. Be a fly ball, deep center field, and it's gone! Mallory Summers with a 2-run homer to dead center field, and the Raiders have now piled on to make this a 4-1 lead. Second homer now of the year for Mallory. Big fly right there, and now gives Wapahani this 4-1 lead with the designated player Bailey Richardson about to stand in at home plate.
Keep me updated.
So again, Richardson was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Then was left stranded at second base. And so we'll see what kind of havoc she can wreak right here. Tell you what, that was big time there by Summers to hit that 2-run homer. Continue to tack on the runs here for Wapahani. So 0-1 to begin things here on the designated player Bailey Richardson. Rock back. Here's the pitch from Nolan. And that's going to be in there for a called strike. Now 0-2. Again, Richardson here on the season has done very well here for herself. A .667 average. 1 RBI, 4 runs scored, also a double and a triple. That's getting it done so far here from Richardson. The pitch outside. So 1-2 the count. Abby Cross waits patiently on deck. Nolan gets her sides. She'll rock back. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be low and away. And that will now even things up here at 2-2. So time called. There's a 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And so the second out there of the inning. Nice attempt there by Richardson. Just came up empty there, unfortunately. So again, Cross stands in at the plate, 0 for 1. Grounded out to the third baseman back in the first inning. And that's a bit outside there for a ball, 1-0. So begin things here on Abbey. Again, 3 runs have already come home to score here in the bottom of the third inning for Wapahani. Yeah, the walk there of Van Note Jefferson, then was the courtesy runner there for Kaya. And then the sacrifice bunt there by Bray. And then the single, they end up scoring Jefferson, and then the 2-run homer by Summers. So far, so good. And that's a called strike there on the inside part of the plate. So still a very favorable count here for Abbey. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. And right in there into center field goes Abby Cross for a 2-out single. Nice piece of hitting there by the freshman left fielder here for Wapahani. And now Layla Lee at the plate. Layla so far drew a walk there in the second inning. Then later on advanced on to third base and then was thrown out at the plate after a wild pitch, as that one will get by. And here comes Cross all the way into third. Just motoring right around there. So 1-0 the count here on Layla. And another grand opportunity here for Wapahani to tack another one up on the board. One ball, no strikes. Here's a pitch. Ground ball right back up the middle. No play right there, and that's going to be an infield single and an RBI there for Layla Lee as the Raiders keep on keeping on here in the bottom of the third. So again, the runner does score. Ashlyn Calicomo now at the plate. Again, Calicomo struck out looking back in the second inning. Looking to redeem herself right here. A fine hitter there at the plate. Looking to do big things right here after that RBI single from Lee. Again, the hit from Cross kept things going. And then after the wild pitch, things kind of unraveled there for Nolan, as it has throughout the inning here. So 1-1 the count. Again, Lee at first. And the 1-1 offering. Ground ball to second base side. She'll throw on the first for a 4-3 put out, and that will end the inning. So after 3 innings of play here from Raider Field, it is Wapahani 5, Shenandoah 1, here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here on the WHS network here on YouTube.com. That's a 5-1 lead here for Wapahani as we begin this fourth inning with the catcher number 4, Alyssa Allen, here for Shenandoah. 0 for 1 here on the evening so far. Struck out looking back in the second inning, as that's going to be right back there at it. So luckily there's a net right there, because Redbeard probably would have wore that one. So 0-1 the count. Got a nice 4-run inning, or 3-run inning rather. Or no, it was a 4-run inning there in the third inning. Goodness sakes. So now 0-2. Got it all started there by the walk there of Van Note. And then it all kind of tumbled its way through from there for Shenandoah. But a great thing here for Wapahani, and again, hopefully the Raiders just keep building some steam right here, because been playing some very good softball to begin this young season through the first 3.5 games. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the right side, out of play. And so the count will stay put here at 1-2 strikes. Bray here with a windup. Here's the pitch. Down the right field line again, and foul. So 1-2 on Allen. Elise Boyd to follow her. Bray gets her signs. Here's the pitch. Popped up there to the first base side. Van Note is there and will make the catch for out number 1 of the inning. So nicely done there by Van Note. As the third baseman, number 21, Elise Boyd, will now stand in at home plate. So Boyd so far here on the night, singled in a second, stole a base, and scored a run. They're off of the double from Kat Perry. So 1-0 the count here on Boyd. Bray rocks back. Here's the pitch. High and in. And so now the count here at 2-0. Again, Kennedy Helms waiting on deck. Again, she struck out swinging in the second inning. Bray looking to get back to a more favorable count here for herself, as that one's going to be fouled back and out of play by Boyd. So now 2-1, one away and nobody on here in the top of the fourth inning. Again here from beautiful Raider Field here on this Tuesday night. It's absolutely beautiful weather. Sunny, right about 64 degrees outside. Could be maybe a touch warmer, but hey, we'll take 65 any day. It's a whole lot better than playing in a 30-degree weather when this game was played back in the first game of the year for us about a week and a half ago. And that's going to be a ball up, and that will be a not a 4-pitch walk, but a walk nonetheless there to Boyd. So now Kennedy Helms at the plate with 1 on and 1 out. So again, as I mentioned earlier, Helms 0 for 1 here on the night so far. Fouled off there to first base side, out of play 0-1. Again, Helms struck out swinging in the second inning. That's her lone plate appearance of the evening so far. Be nice right here if the Raiders can roll up a double play. The pitch inside, throws down to first, and Boyd will be back in there safely. So once again here an even count here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Bray gets her signs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Nice pitch right there from Katie. Looking to finish her off right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boyd on at first. And a pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3 down in dirt. Kelly Como will throw to second. And not quite sure of that one there. So, again, the base runner is out at first because first base was occupied. So she's automatically out. So 2 outs down the inning. Boyd again now at second base. And in the right field, but just foul, as it is 0-1 here on the center fielder, Kat Perry. Again, Perry delivered that RBI double back in the second inning. Again, that scored a lone run so far for Shenandoah. Inside there for a called strike. Now 0-2. Again, Perry on the season. Really doing a fantastic job here for Shenandoah. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3, pulling the chainsaw, and that will end the inning. Some beautiful pitching right there by Katie Bray to wiggle out of a little bit of trouble here in the top of the 4th inning. Here as Shenandoah gets no runs here on no hits, also no errors, and nobody left on. 1 left on base. So we will now head to the bottom of the 4th. Wapahani 5, Shenandoah 1. You're on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All righty, folks, welcome back here. Bottom of the 4th inning here from beautiful Raider Field, as we have the center fielder Gracie Stanley standing in at home plate, as that is in there for a ball. 1-0 to begin things. The pitch swung on and missed. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nolan back on the rubber. Gets her signs, rocks back. Here's the pitch. Well high. So now 2-1. So strike 2 right there. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Stanley to lead off his bottom of the 4th inning. And a pitch outside. Oh no, rather down to strike 3 swing or looking right there. for out number 1 here of the inning. So it looked a little outside of me, but that's what they're going with here. It's going to be strike 3 looking. Again, they're on Stanley, so now Van Note will stand in, as that's going to be a called strike 0-1. Van Note, again, drew a walk there in the 3rd inning. And then Jefferson came in to run for. Jefferson then later on scored after the single from Matty Rhodes. And so Van Note in a quick hole here of no balls, 2 strikes. So again, Nolan will get her signs. And the 0-2 just a bit outside. Held on to that one just a little too long. To be honest with you, I don't know how these ladies do it. I mean, to consistently, be able to pump strikes, it's very difficult, I would imagine. Find that consistency there as Van Note will strike out looking for out number 2 here of the inning. So Bray now at the plate. 2 out here in the inning. And that's a ball well outside. 1-0 to begin things here on the Raider pitcher, Katie Bray. Again, Bray so far here on the night, 1 for 1. Singled in a first, stole a base, and also scored a run. And then put down a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike. So an even count here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, and 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And here's the pitch. Down the 3rd base line, just foul. And so Bray here in the hole at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, already 2 away here in this 4th inning. Bray looking to keep Wapahani going here in the 4th. See if we can string some hits together here and maybe tack on a run or 2 at least. And that is strike 3 looking right there to end the inning. So Wapahani, unfortunately, goes down 1, 2, 3 here. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on here in the 4th. So, folks, we'll go ahead and step aside again here for a quick break. And again, it's Wapahani 5, Shenandoah 1. You're on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All righty, folks. Again, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Again, very appreciative of everyone for tuning in here tonight. Unfortunately, again, we tried to be live earlier, but unfortunately, things didn't work out. The Wi-Fi connectivity was not wanting to cooperate there with us, and so that's the reason why we are recording this game. And then again, we'll have to download it here later on, as that's a ball outside. Even count here, 1 ball, 1 strike here on Haley Alexander, and designated player here for Shenandoah tonight. Again, followed up over the right fielder, Starlight Forshea. Here's the pitch. Inside there for a ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And a pitch. Called strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Alexander. And that just missed. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Here in this top of the 5th inning, here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 gets her swinging, and that will be out number 1 of the inning. Nice pitch once again here from Bray. So Starlight Forshea will stand in. Again, 1 for 1 here on the night. Doubled in the 3rd inning. And then was thrown out trying to stretch it into 3. After that nice attempt at the catch there by the left fielder, Abby Cross. And down the left field line, foul. 0-1. But again, after the dive attempt there by Cross, again came up empty. Layla Lee, though, all the way from shortstop, ran into left field, tracked down the ball, threw her out at third base, and a bang-bang play. So 0-1. Again, number 9 hitter in the order. Back to the top following her. It'll be Bridget Lowry. Here's the 0-1, and that's down the right field line, foul. So she's managed to cover both lines, third base line and the first base line, through the first 2 pitches here in the inning. We'll see if she hits this one to center. So she'll step back in there, Bray. Again, we'll step back on the rubber. Looks to get her signs here from Callie Como. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled off and out of play. And so the count will stay put here at 0-2. Here's a pitch from Bray. And that's in the left field and foul again. And another nice diving attempt there by Abby Cross. You love the hustle. And, I mean, that's something that you can't necessarily teach. And in a lot of ways, I don't think you should have to teach it. You know, that should just come, just from the pride as a player to be able to do anything you possibly can to help your team. And that's just one of those things that's part of it. And so you like to see that, though, from your players and from teammates. Ground ball here to the shortstop on the first, and we'll get her by about a half a step there for the second out here of the inning. Nice play there from Lee. And so back to the top of the order here in Bridget Lowry. So again, Lowry so far here on the night, 1 for 2. Struck out looking in the first and then singled in the third. And that's a deep drive to left, and that's going to get over the head there of Cross. She'll rifle it back in there, and that's going to be a 2-out double there from Bridget Lowry. So nice piece of hitting right there. Bray was cruising through this first 2 batters right there. So now Kayla Muterspaw at the plate. Muterspaw so far here on tonight, 0 for 1. Struck out looking in the first and then put down a sacrifice bunt in the third inning. So 0-1. Again, Lowry at second base now after the 2-out double. There's the pitch. And just misses on the inside part of the plate. So an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out and 1 on. Beautiful pitch right there, kind of going up the ladder a little bit there by Bray. And just trying to change the eye level of the hitter. So let's see if she gives her something down right here. See if she can get her fishing. 1-2 the count. Bray gets her signs. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a pop-up down the left field line and crosses there and will make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So Shenandoah, again, does get a base runner there off of the 2-out double there from Lowry. Nothing to show for here in the top of the 5th inning as they get no runs here on 1 hit. Also no errors and 1 left on. We will now head to the bottom of the 5th. Again, it's Wapahani 5, Shenandoah 1 here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
Hi, I'm Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate. Next Home Elite Real Estate's primary focus is to enrich lives by helping people find their next home. As one of Delaware County's premier realtors, I provide consumer-focused branding, the newest technology, and a marketing plan that provides superior service to all of my clients without compromise. For any and all of your real estate needs, contact me, Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate at 765-749-4546.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here live on the WHS Network. Bottom half of the 5th inning here from beautiful Raider Field. Maddie Rhodes will lead things off here for your Raiders as it is 1-0 the count. Rhodes so far 1 for 1. She had a sacrifice fly back in the first inning. Collected the RBI there as Bray scored. As that is laced over there to the first base side out of play. But then Maddie again coming up big time with a RBI single then in the third. So a couple of RBIs and a 1-for-1 day so far. Also scored on that 2-run homer from Summers as it's in there for a called strike. So 1-2 the count here on Rhodes. Again, another freshman here for this Raiders softball team. Very young group, but you can definitely tell the talent's there. The enthusiasm, love of the game. The pitch, that's going to be another called strike. So the Raiders will go down looking right there for out number 1 of the inning, and now the third baseman, Mallory Summers, at the plate. So Summers again, 1 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first inning and then had a towering 2-run homer to dead center field back in the third. It's already her second home run on the season. 7 RBIs now overall. 0-1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back out of play. And so now that will run the count here to 0-2. So Summers got a battle right here with 2 strikes. Got way too many strikeouts looking, as that one's going to be outside there for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, and nobody on. Nolan will get her signs, and here's the pitch. Down the right field line, and foul. So just missed that one, as the count will stay put here at 1-2. Again, the wind is blowing a little bit out to right here today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball to the third base side. Close play at first, and she'll be in there safely, as that's going to go by the first baseman. And Summers will go ahead and make her way on over to third. So it's going to be a single and then an error on the throw by the pitcher. And now we'll have Bailey Richardson standing in 0 for 1 so far. So again, Bailey was hit by a pitch in the first inning, then struck out swinging in the third. And that's going to be a called strike outside part of the plate. 0-1. So an even count here, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, that was now the third error of the day here for Shenandoah, after that throwing error again there by the pitcher. Here's the 1-1 count, and a ground ball, second base side. Throws on a first, and that's going to get the job done. A productive out there for Richardson as the Raiders tack on another run to make this a 6-1 lead. Cross, 1 for 2 on the night. As that's in there for a called strike 0-1. She grounded out to the third baseman back in the first inning and then singled and scored a run in the third. There's the pitch. Fly ball, shallow right field, and a somewhat of a collision there between the first or the right fielder and the second baseman, as that will land in there. Again, their gloves collided over there and worked out well here for Wapahani. So Lee now at the plate, 1 for 1. Drew a walk in a second, singled home cross there in the third inning. And a pitch here to Lee. And it's going to get down in there as Cross will be in there safely. So an even count here, 1 ball, 1 strike. After the stolen base there of Cross, now in scoring position. Lee with another golden opportunity to come up big once again. And that's going to be a ball now, 2-1. Nolan will get her signs, rocks back. Here's the pitch. Chop to the third base side. That's going to be a fair ball on down to first. And we'll get her by a couple steps there to end the inning. But hey, the Raiders once again tacking on another run as they get 1 run here on 2 hits, also 1 error, and 1 left on base. We will head now to the top of the 6th. Wapahani 6, Shenandoah 1, here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
You know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Back at it here with the top of the 6th inning here with our Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC inning break. Again, 6-1 is your score as Wapahani on top of Shenandoah so far here this evening. So we'll start off here with Meg Stanley, the first baseman for Shenandoah, as that will be in there just low for a ball, 1-0. Stanley so far here on the night is 0 for 2, popped it up to the second baseman back in the first inning, and then struck out swinging back in the third. Bray pitching a gem of a game so far here tonight, and hopefully she can keep trending in the right direction. And the rest of her teammates here came up big time, clutch hit after clutch hit. Put themselves in a very nice position right here. The hitters have came out to really perform here tonight. Here's the pitch, as that one's going to be up and out of zone for ball 3. So 3-0 the count here on Stanley, Meg Stanley. Here's the pitch from Bray, and that's going to be low, and that will be a 4-pitch walk. Here to Meg Stanley. So Alyssa Allen now batting for Shenandoah. Again, she's also 0 for 2 here on the night. And that's going to be laced into center field. A throw there from Gracie Stanley, not there, and that will be a double there for Allen. She was already motoring in the second anyway on to throw, so she would have got there regardless. So second and third here for Shenandoah. And that will now bring to the plate Elise Boyd here in just a moment. Again, we have a little mound visit here for Wapahani. Again, Bray, as I had just alluded to, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Maybe it's the broadcasting jinx. Probably is, to be honest with you. But she's been cruising. I mean, getting it done throughout the entirety of the ball game here. Really hasn't had to pitch in big-time situations. And so we'll see what she's made of right here. Elise Boyd will now stand in. So Boyd is 1 for 1. Singled in the second, drew a walk in the fourth. So 1 ball and no strikes. Of course, it is nice having a 5-run lead here to kind of, it does give you a little bit of wiggle room, but you want to minimize the damage as much as possible. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be high and away, ball 2. So Brace has got to take a big, deep breath right here. Calm herself down. And start, throwing it, not necessarily in the zone, but make it a more hittable pitch to kind of entice the hitter. That's what it's all about. You don't necessarily have to throw any pitch in the strike zone. You just got to make it enticing for the hitter to want to swing. Whether we're talking softball or baseball, that's the main thing. So 3-0 the count. And there to the second baseman. They will not get an out, and that's going to be shuffled over the head of Van Noot. And so 2 runs will score on the single and then the error. So a single again there by Boyd. Scores Stanley. Allen also scored. And popped up down the first base line. And that's going to be a foul ball. So 0-1. So again, Kennedy Helms at the plate. Ground ball here to the third baseman on the first. And so nice job right there. That will be the first out of the inning. And so now batting will be Kat Perry. And that's going to be low for a ball, 1-0. Here's a pitch, and just by the pitcher, throws on the home. Not quite sure of that play. It would have been best to go ahead and go to first base with that, take the out. So 6-4 now is the score. Again, we have Alexander now at the plate. And a pop up there to third baseman. Summers is there. And that will now be out number 2 here of the inning. So now Forshea will stand in. So again, Forshea 0 for 2, or 1 for 2, pardon me, here on the evening so far. Doubled in the third, and then grounded out to the shortstop back in the fifth. Fouled off there, so an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's in the right field. Off the glove there of Swallow. So 1 run will score. On her way home. And that's going to be an inside the park home run. So 2 runs end up coming home to score there off of the 2-run inside the park homer. And that now ties the game up at 6. So back to the top of the order here in Bridget Lowry. What a turn of events here in this inning. So again, Perry scored. Obviously, Forshea scored. So Lowry is 2 for 3 here on the night. Struck out looking in the first, singled in the third, and then doubled in the fifth. The pitch from Brait in the right field. Swallow unable to get to that one. She'll get it back in quickly, but tell you what, Lowry can absolutely motor. She is in there with a stand-up triple. As the woes continue here for Bray and the Raiders. Muter's Paw now at the plate with 1 on and 2 out. So Muter's Paw 0 for 2 here on the day. Here's the pitch from Bray. And that's going to be popped up in the foul ground. Van Note is there and will make the catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So Shenandoah scores 5 runs here in the top of the 6th inning to tie this thing up at 6. We'll go ahead and step aside for break, and we'll be back here with your top of the 6th inning here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, softball fans, again, welcome back live here on the WHS Network. Bottom of the sixth inning here from beautiful Raider Field. Tied at 6. Again, Shenandoah tied it up there with 5 runs in the top of the sixth inning, as it is quick 0-1 here on the Raider catcher, Ashlyn Callicomo. So now you got to get the the momentum back on your side. You have a tough half inning like that. Nothing says resiliency than coming back out here in this bottom half of the inning and tacking on a couple more runs and giving yourself another lead. So you've got to put what happened there in the top half of the sixth inning. Got to put that one in the rearview mirror. Don't let that affect you, and don't affect the outcome of the ball game here tonight. Because they did. Obviously, they tied it up, but you can still dictate how this game goes with the way you come out here and play the rest of the way. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Callicomo, followed by Gracie Stanley here in the sixth inning. Nolan will get her signs, rocks back. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right back up the middle, but the pitcher will collect and build her position rather well for out number 1 here of the inning. South center fielder Gracie Stanley at the plate. Stanley 0 for 1 here on the evening. So Stanley looking to get on base here for the first time here this evening. Obviously extremely crucial, because obviously you need base runners. So let's see what she can do right here. Nolan back on the rubber. And here's the 0-1 offering. And that's going to be low and inside there for a ball. Nice job right there of laying off of that one. So 1-1 count. One away here in the bottom of the sixth. And the pitch hits the outside corner. So 1-2 the count here on Stanley. You got the first baseman, Kaya Van Noot, to follow her, and then the top of the order after that. Hopefully we can get that far. And a 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 gets her swinging. And so now out number 2 of the inning. And now the number 9 hitter in the order, first baseman Kaya Van Noot. Van Noot so far 0 for 1. Drew a walk and then had Maddie Jefferson run for there in the third inning and then ended up scoring a run. Then she struck out looking back in the fourth inning. So 1 ball, no strikes. Nolan rocks back. Here's the pitch. That will be low for ball 2. So good eye so far. Just got to be patient here. Make sure it's your pitch. You don't want to start going outside of the strike zone. You want to swing at something good. Here's the pitch. Inside there, called a strike. Catches that inside part of the plate, now 2-1. So obviously, you're still ahead here in the count. If it's something good, though, and if it's right there, you got to look to drive the ball. Got to find a way to get on base. Keep this inning a-going. And the pitch will be well high and away. So runs the count here to 3-1. Good. Nolan gets her signs together. The 3-1 offering here to Van Notes will be a called strike there on the inside part of the plate. So 3-2, full count. Again, 2 away here in the inning, nobody on. Got to win the battle here if you're Van Notes. And the payoff pitch. Chopped, foul to the first base side. And so we'll stay put here at 3-2. But work to be done here for Wapahani. And already, you had that 6-1 lead. That is now went away. You got to keep battling here. This is still a very winnable game. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be swung on and missed, strike 3 to end the inning. So the Raiders get no runs here on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on here in the bottom of the 6th. So after 6 innings of play here from Raider Field, we're tied at 6. We'll be back with more here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, again, welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Top of the 7th inning here from Raider Field. We'll start things off here with the first baseman, Meg Stanley, as that one's going to be fouled back and out of play. 0-1 to begin things here on Stanley. Again, she is 0 for 2 here on the night. Popped it up to the second baseman in the first inning, struck out swinging in the third, and then walked and scored a run in the 6th. She was a part of that 5-run 6th inning. Here's the pitch from Bray. Beautiful one right there. A dainty of a pitch there from Bray. Now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bray back on the rubber. Rocks back. Here's the pitch. That's a ball high and away. So 1-2 here on the 3-hole hitter here for Shenandoah, followed by the catcher, Alyssa Allen. 1-2 pitch. High and away again. Not terrible there, again, just trying to hopefully change the eye level of the hitter here, and hopefully you can start to get something a little bit more closer to the strike zone. Hopefully get her out right here. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be skied up in the infield. Summers calling for it, and will make the catch for the first down of the inning. Nice job right there. Great communication by Summers for out number 1. So now the catcher, number 4, Alyssa Allen. Allen so far here on the night is 1 for 3. Struck out swinging in the second. Fouled out to the first baseman in the 4th, as that's going to be foul over there to the first base side, 0-1. And then she also doubled there in the 4th inning, or in the 4th inning, the 6th inning rather. So no balls, 1 strike here on Allen. Again, you got the meat of the order here for Shenandoah. Popped up into the infield, and Rhodes is there again. Just some communication right there. That's what it's all about. You got to make sure that you communicate. Obviously, that was Rhodes' ball all day. She called her off, made the play, and that's that. So now 2 out here in the inning. And now is Elise Boyd. Boyd so far here on the night, 2 for 2. She singled and scored a run, also stole a base there in the 2nd inning, walked in the 4th, and then singled and scored a run there in the 6th. A ball low there now, 2-0. So 3 balls, no strikes here on Boyd. Again, Bray has disposed of the first 2 batters. Starting to trend in the right direction here. A little bit of a situation here. And into right center field, and Stanley unable to get there. And so that's going to be a double for Boyd. A 2-out double, may I add. And so now the left fielder, Kennedy Helms, will walk up to the plate with a teammate out there in scoring position. Helms so far is 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and then grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 6th. As that one's going to be fouled back and out of play, 0-1. So again, Bray has got to wiggle out of some trouble here. Again, got the first 2 batters rather easily. Then allowed that 2-out double. Got some work to do right here. Got to slam the door shut. Swung on and missed strike 2. Bray will get her signs from Callie Como. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Summers collects on the 1st, and she is out at first base. A beautiful play there by Summers to complete the deal here in the top of the 7th. 5-3 put out right there, as Shenandoah gets no runs here on 1 hit, also no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll head now to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 6 here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. Alrighty, folks. Bottom of the 7th inning. Eventually, I'll get it right one of these days. That's either top or bottom. 50-50 chance, and I usually get it wrong. But nonetheless, here we'll have the bottom of the 7th inning here. Katie Bray to lead off this 7th. Again, top of the order due up here for Wapahani. So a great position to be in here if you're the Raiders. Now we just got to get things to head in the right direction here. Get a couple hits here and at least just get one run. That's the main thing. Got to get a run. So 1-0 the count here on Bray. Nolan will rock back. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped back to the backstop. And so an even count at 1-1. Bray will step back there into the batter's box. Nolan back there on the rubber. Here's the 1-1 offering. High and away. So 2-1 here on Bray. Again, you have Maddie Rhodes waiting patiently on deck. See if Bray can be a leadoff base runner here for Wapahani. Here's the pitch. And a pop up to the third base side. That is going to be foul. A nice diving attempt right there by the third baseman. You love the hustle there from the young lady. And so the count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a long wait right here. Nolan finally gets what she likes. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and foul tipped right into the catcher's glove for out number 1 of the inning. So a big strikeout to lead things off. But now we'll have Maddie Rhodes standing in. So again, Rhodes has been on base 1 time. Had a sacrifice fly RBI there in the first inning, and then had an RBI single in the 3rd and struck out looking in the 5th. And that's just on the outside corner there for strike 0-1. Again, with this being the 7th inning, limited time here to kind of gather yourself, and so you got a situation in front of you right here. You can win it right here in the 7th inning. Obviously, you can go to extras, but might as well go ahead and finish it right here, right now. No reason to prolong things. And Rhodes looking to get Wapahani their first base runner here in the inning. Ground ball right back up the middle. Tough play, and Rhodes will be on there with a infield single. Great job right there by Maddie. At least, just putting the ball in play, making something happen, and was able to do so right there. Again, the deflection off the pitcher's glove. And so she's on down there at first base with a 1-out single. All righty, folks, so here's Mallory Summers. The young lady on over there at first base, and Maddie Rhodes. Summers 2 for 3 here on the day. Fly ball, and that's going to be down in there in the right field. Here comes Rhodes around third. A play at the plate, and she's going to be safe, and the Raiders win it. Oh, heck yes, the Raiders win it. An RBI triple there for Mallory Summers, and the Raiders come up big time right here in the bottom of the 7th inning to claim the 1-run victory over the Shenandoah Raiders here tonight. So, folks, we'll go ahead and step aside here for a break. Again, final score here this evening, Wapahani 7, Shenandoah 6, here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All righty, Raider fans, welcome back live here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Again, thanks for tuning in here tonight. I know it's been a little bit different there. Again, starting off the broadcast, we was live there for a little while, for about 7-8 minutes at the most, and so we took that off of YouTube. So that just consists of our pregame show and then the original starting lineups. So we took that off of YouTube. Obviously, we got on here in the bottom half of the first inning of tonight's ball game, and so again, we do apologize we couldn't be live. The Wi-Fi connection just not wanting to cooperate with us, unfortunately, here tonight. So we tried. Unfortunately, came up empty there, but didn't come up empty here in this one here tonight. What an exciting game this was. The Raiders had a 6-1 lead. Then the lead went away, and then Shenandoah tied it with 5 runs there in the top of the 6th inning to even it up at 6. And then you had that one-out single there from Matty Rhodes to be there in the bottom of the 7th inning. And then the RBI triple there by Summers to send everyone home happy here on the Wapahani side. Just a great victory here tonight. You get your conference season underway. They were supposed to play at Blue River last week. That game got rained out. Not sure exactly of the rescheduling there of as far as when that game will be played again. But what a way to start off your conference schedule. Big win here tonight on your home field, taking advantage of that home field and being able to come up with a big win here tonight. So crucial and so important. And again, just showing the signs of resiliency from this team. He was faced with some adversity. With Shenandoah coming back the way they did, obviously momentum wasn't on our side, but we grinded it out, found a way to win, and these ladies are coming together. You can kind of see it out there on the field, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see them be successful and to see them happy and enjoy the game that they love and that we all love. This is. These are meaningful games, especially after not playing for, nearly 2 years. Every game is so meaningful to begin with, but especially after the last year that we've all had. And these young ladies have been wanting to play for so long, and now they're back at it. And so it just adds even more importance and satisfaction to a game like this when you're able to come up with a big win on your home field to take care of business. So, congratulations again there to your Wapahani Raiders. Again, a final line score here this evening. Shenandoah 6 runs on 9 hits. Also 3 left and 6 runners left on base, while Wapahani tallies 7 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base. Again, now your Wapahani Raiders improved to 3-1 on a season, also 1-0 in the MEC Conference, while Shenandoah now falls to 2-3 on the season and 1-1 in the MEC Conference. Again, Wapahani will be back at it on Thursday night when they travel to Daleville for another MEC Conference showdown there as they take on the Broncos. That'll be a 5 p.m. start time. Not quite sure if we'll get out to broadcast that game or not. It's tough when you go on the road to have sufficient place to be able to sit and broadcast the game from. A lot of these places, have very small press boxes, and especially with social distancing now and everything else, it makes it even tougher. And, it's tough for us to be able to find a seat outside to be able to broadcast the game, because then you got to find a table, you got to find chairs, you got to find electrical outlets, and so on and so forth. And so it's difficult. It really is. We're going to try to do our best to possibly do that game on Thursday night. They're from Daleville, either the softball game or the baseball game, because both of them are playing at Daleville on Thursday night. So we'll try to do one or the other there on Thursday evening. But such a big win here tonight. Also, the baseball team, congratulations there to those young men coming up with a very big win tonight right here against Shenandoah with a 11-1 final score victory. I believe that was in 5 innings. Not quite sure exactly of that. All I do know is that we won 11-1, and that's the most important thing. So another big win here tonight for the Wapahani Raider baseball team. They are now 5-1, and I believe 2-0, I think, in the conference. And so big time win there for the boys, big time win here for the girls. And everyone out there in Raider country, we're very happy. I'll guarantee you that much. So, again, final score here this evening, Wapahani 7, Shenandoah 6. Wapahani, again, improves 3-1, 1-0 in the conference. Again, they'll be back at it Thursday night at Daleville. So, again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. A lot going on here tonight. I was doing the PA announcing, going back and forth from that to this. So I know there was, times throughout the ball game where I was cutting in and out with our volume and everything. But thanks for staying tuned in with us throughout the night. It was a great win here for your Wapahani Raiders. So, again, a big thanks to all of our sponsors. We can't do what we do without them. So very, very appreciative of all those folks for sponsoring us. And so, folks, until next time, again, I'm Brandon Morvillius here alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from Raider Field.